Hello, this is InStyle with Val. I am Val, and what we're gonna do first of all is talk about the wonderful world of wigs. So this is Wigs 101, and what I want to do first is kind of introduce you to wigs. This is for those that are a little squeamish about wigs, maybe not as familiar with wigs or some of the terminology that we use with wigs, because what I want to do is make sure that you feel comfortable with wearing wigs and comfortable with purchasing wigs, and more importantly, comfortable with purchasing wigs from InStyle with Val, because I am here to supply you with confidence. It's not just hair, it is confidence. It is making sure that you are putting your best face forward, that you feel the way that you want to feel so that you can do your very best when you are in front of the camera, or if you're in front of the camera for on-air work, if you're in front of the camera on a Zoom call, if you're in front of the camera on a Teams call, or if you're doing your photos, whatever the case might be. I want you to be camera ready, and I want you to have the confidence of knowing you look and feel your very best. Okay, so let's talk about the different types of wigs. I have some samples here that we're going to walk through. All of these wigs are or can be found at InStyleWithVal.com. That is our website. But I did want to kind of talk about some of the terms that are used for wigs, some of the common wig types that are out there, and some things that may help you better pick the right wig for you. The first one I wanted to start with was this one. This is what's called, it's a bob wig, and it's a bob because it's shorter. Bobs typically hit right here at the shoulder bone. There are some shorter wigs that even hit right here at the chin here. But this particular bob is a 10-inch, and this one hits right here at the nape of the neck here in the back, but hits here right here on the shoulder. I have a bob wig on too. So this one is a 12-inch because I'm a little bit taller. So this one hits about here. This one is a 10-inch. This one is a closure wig. Now, closure wigs, there are different sizes of closures, but what it means is that it has a little piece of lace in the very front to close the wig, meaning that you have lace that goes from a certain point across the front or across the side so that you can have a more realistic look to your wig. Now, this one is a 5x5. 5x5 is just the inches, the amount of lace that are actually on the wig. And for this particular one, it's 5 inches right across. So it's lace from this point to this point. A 5x5 is typically going to be from temple to temple. If you think about where your temples are, you're going to have a piece of lace that's going to start here and start here. So that way, all of the part here from temple to temple will be lace. That way you can put a part across there, you can have a part in the middle, a part on the side like I do, a part on the side like this one does. It gives you a little bit more variety so you can have that part there and have it to have a little bit more of a natural look. That's why when you hear people say they want a lace wig or a closure wig, they just want a little bit of lace so they can have that natural look, and they can kind of give them an opportunity to give more of a part that you can move from side to side. Now, you can't move it too far because, again, you only have lace from here to here, so you can move that part from the center to a little bit right or a little bit left. This particular one uses HD lace. I'm sure you've heard that. HD lace is a thin Swiss lace. It is the thinnest on the market. There are different textures of lace, different softnesses of lace, and HD is one of the better ones on the market because it is very thin. Now, because it is so thin, you do have to be very careful with it because it will rip quite easily. So you got to be careful with her, but she blends quite easily, meaning that once you put it against any skin tone, it usually will blend nicely, and you don't have to do too much tinting, too much makeup on it, anything to manipulate it, because it already is very thin and it should just lay on your skin and be able to blend in with any skin tone without having to manipulate it too much. I typically like HD lace because, again, you don't have to manipulate it too much, and it is the best quality lace that you can get. And again, you will know an HD lace because it typically has that little bit of ravel along the edges. You'll notice it kind of has that little zigzag ravelly look. That's typically how you can tell it is an HD lace. But again, this one's the 5x5, goes from temple to temple. It is HD lace, and I can take this one off so you can see the inside. This is what the inside of that wig looks like. So you can see it is 5 inches across from side to side. It is also 5 inches from the hairline back to the crown of the head. That is 5 inches as well. So when you hear 5 by 5, 5 inches across, 5 inches from top of the hairline down to the crown, right? So that's so you can have, and you can effectively pick how long you want your lace to be, or how long you want your part to be, I should say. So that's what they mean by a 5 by 5. So that is what that looks like. And actually, I really do like this particular wig. It is colored by me. This one is all human hair. All the wigs that I do are human hair. I don't do any synthetic hair. I do try to source the best quality hair that I can get. We'll have a conversation about types of hair and quality of hair, raw versus virgin, all those things. We're going to get into that in another session. I just wanted this particular session to just talk about just wigs in general and the different types and caps and types of cuts of wigs you can get. So that's the 5 by 5 lace closure wig. Now, let's go to one that has a little bit more lace, the ear to ear lace opportunity. That usually is a 13 by 4 or a 13 by 6. These two ladies are lace front wigs. Now what that means is that they do have lace in front, just like the 5 by 5 closure wig. These are called frontal wigs because they have lace across the entire front of the wig, meaning they have lace that go from ear to ear, not just temple to temple, ear to ear. So if you look at this one, you can see what that looks like. So you see the lace portion, this is also HD lace too. The lace portion goes from all the way to the ear tab on the right, all the way to the ear tab on the left. And then this particular one, since it's a 13 by 4, it goes back 4 inches to the crown. So that gives you an opportunity to do a part that's 4 inches back towards the crown of the head. That makes sense? So this is so you can do a deeper part. You can do what's called a C part if you decide you want to do that. This particular wig is in a just a center part, but it allows you to be able to do a nice sideburn. If you want to show like your little sideburn, you know, how to have it make it with flows and covers your hairline all the way across to where your ear is. It allows you to do all of that. So, and it will cover all of that hair, all of your hairline all the way across. So that is what makes this one a little bit different. I'll turn this so you can see it a little bit better, but you can see that lace continues all the way to the ear. And then what you would do once you purchase this, depending on how much space you have from the top of your head down to where your ear begins, you would cut the lace depending on where your ear starts, so you can make it custom fit you. If you get a 13 by 4 or 13 by 6, you can have it to where it covers your entire hairline all the way down. So it just does, it gives you options basically. So that's the great thing about a 13 by 6 or 13 by 4 frontal wig. So if somebody tells you they want a frontal lace wig, you know what that looks like. And the 13 by 6, I'm going to show you what that looks like on this one. That is this one, and you see, looks the same. You still have lace that goes from one side where the ear would be all the way to the other, but you get lace that goes back deeper. It goes all the way back 6 inches into the crown of the head. So if you like kind of a updo, kind of half up, half down look, if you want to do something where you want to do more creative looks with your part, a deeper part, if you want to do where you have your hair braided down, like if you want braids across the front that go back like a little bit deeper, back deeper into your crown, you would do a 13 by 6 lace frontal wig. This gives you more options. Now this particular lace is a transparent lace. This one is a little bit thicker than the HD. You can kind of tell from this, it's a little bit of a thicker lace. However, it will still blend with your skin. You sometimes, depending on the shade of lace, the transparent lace is, you don't have to do too much manipulation to it, but when you get a transparent lace, you oftentimes do have to either use a lace tint or use a little makeup to change the color or tint it to where it better blends with your skin, depending on your skin tone. But it is still a great lace. It is a little bit more durable than HD. It is a little bit more cost effective than the HD, so it's a little bit cheaper than an HD lace, but still, it will still blend with your skin. It will still work. It's just that it is a little bit, you know, if you know you're a little rough dare I say, you know, you're gonna be kind of pulling and tugging at your wig a little bit more and not as gentle, then maybe transparent lace is for you, because these tend to last a little bit longer. They're not as temperamental sometimes as HD lace, and it's harder to rip them. HD lace can be a little easier to rip and to tear than the others. So that is what the differences among these are. So these are all lace wigs. So we've talked about a closure lace wig. We've talked about a lace frontal wig and the 13x4 and 13x6. And the other one, if you decide, look, I don't want to deal with any lace at all, I don't really care if there's any, you know, if I'm showing skin or anything, I want to do something with a bang, then maybe you want a wig that has no lace at all. That's what this one is. There are also the bang wigs, or wigs that have no lace. That's this. This you just put on like a hat. This has the same cap. I'm going to take this one off so you can see the inside. See, it's just a wig cap. There's just no lace. So this one has no lace. So if you're going to do any kind of parting, I wouldn't suggest that with this one, because again, you don't have any lace, so you can kind of keep that illusion of your hair. But you don't have to worry about anything as far as lace is concerned, anything ripping or tearing with lace, or having to kind of worry about the color or the manipulation of it blending with your skin, because there is no lace with these. And they're super easy to put on, because look, you just put it on. You don't have to do anything with it. You just put it on, fluff it up, and you're good to go. And with styles like this, especially bang styles and curly hair like this, you're done. I mean, it makes getting ready and being camera ready super simple, because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about it being glueless. I know you guys have heard those terms as far as like glueless wigs and all that. These are naturally glueless because there's nothing to even hold down. There is no lace. You just put it on. There is a band in here. All of my wigs usually do have bands, so they can kind of stay in place. If you're worried about it being too windy or worry about it being pulled off, they have bands, they have combs, they stay in place. The lace one, you just don't have to worry about anything as far as holding any lace down. You just put her on and go. And this one is really, really simple and easy for those that are new to wigs. You don't have to worry about dealing with lace. You just put it on and you just kind of work it and look your best and feel your best, and don't have to worry about any lace. So a good beginner wig sometimes would be, I do suggest doing one that has no lace like this one. And then another good beginner wig is a closure wig, because it's just only a little bit of lace. So you can kind of graduate to where you get to a full frontal lace wig. So these are the beginners. We have more wigs to review, and I'll be right back with what those other wigs look like.